All right, I think we are live, and sorry for the sound in the background, everyone. I have construction going on. We're gonna play our little countdown, and then we'll start.
I live in dead, I'll die in dead to your hold. Born again, I swear I wouldn't breathe a word. If you could find me, take me back and make me whole. We're a circus, ruin my body with your corpse. So can you help me out?
All right, and we are live.
It was just
Came
in
back
time
really
for me
quick.
to close, put the curtains up because it was super bright.
Oh, was it?
Or at least I'm like by the window, and at least I
Okay.
have like what they call like the light shades one that at least I
Yeah.
can close that, so it's like it filters the light because it was like so bright on my face.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like on camera because you look fine. But of course, you're like
Yeah, now I do.
scrolling, so
Whatever, whatever.
Oh, there's that.
Stop
So
it!
let's blame
Stop
it
it!
on your
I was like,
skin.
stop it! Keep it coming.
And you're beautiful, and
What?
it's
Okay,
glowing, and
I'll pay you later. I'll
youthful,
Venmo you, okay?
and just amazing, talented, a
Okay,
well-traveled person, a foodie, a hot lady. Okay.
God, I know. I'm like, whoa.
I'm trying to pull out all the adjectives. Like,
I know.
I'm starting to run out of words.
I'm running out of words.
Words
I mean,
cannot describe you.
I did cut you off earlier, so.
I know. I was just like, oh, let me pull out my English vocabulary here.
Right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 18th installment of CrafteaMess, where we talk about the tea and the messes and all the public stuff that's going on. But I think today's going to be a little bit more lighthearted and fun because we're talking about friends and, well, maybe... because I feel like all the other topics has always been so dark, and this one is so much lighter. And I'm sorry for the rumbling sound. There are people on my roof right now trying to do construction, so I can't help it today. So
you're adulting. It's okay.
Yeah, it's just this whole construction thing has been taking almost like 2 months, I feel like, and it's just it keeps raining, so we can't get anything done. But that is the situation that I'm in here.
Well, that can't be your fault.
Yeah. Don't worry about my pity party here. So yeah, do you want to talk about, I guess, do we need disclaimers since it's pretty lighthearted? These are our opinions. Yeah, these are opinions, not facts. Please do your own research, and we'll link some sources if we need to. And yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, and you know, whatever we talk about here is again very lighthearted. We don't want to condone any type of bullying, so whatever you hear on here, it's just a conversation between us girls and you guys. So we just want to, you know, if you have any questions, feel free to comment below and we'll get to them. But yeah, let's get into this.
Okay, so should we just talk about Friends first, because it's literally like just like fresh off of my brain.
Please.
I just watched it. And okay, so I knew the Friends reunion was coming. I didn't realize that it was going to be in May. I thought it was going to be like another year or something. And then I saw it on, I think it was, I can't remember where I saw it, but I realized it was 2 days past when it was released on HBO, and I texted you.
Yeah.
And I was just like, did you know that this thing was released? Oh, okay. Yeah, and you're just like, yeah, I watched it already. I'm like, why did you not tell me? Like, it wasn't like we were on a break.
For some reason, I just assumed that you would be like on the up on these things. Like, I actually was thinking about like I watched it Thursday night, and I was thinking about bringing it up on Friday when we were talking, but then we were talking about clowns and things like
Oh
that, so it
yeah.
didn't seem like the appropriate time to bring it up. But yeah, like I watched it
Well, you could
like
have.
that night actually.
Uh-huh.
Um,
I was like, well, you could have
no, but I
texted
was
me. I was
also
like,
rushing. I know I was rushing to leave too. Like I was
oh, okay.
getting ready to like get
Yeah,
ready to
yeah,
leave. So yeah, so it wasn't at the time like. And then after that, I got back and I just completely forgot that I watched it. But I watched it Thursday night. I knew that I wanted to like pay HBO Max to watch it.
I
So
know
then
that's the
I'm
only time I did that too.
seriously, yeah, seriously, that's all I'm doing, and I'm taking advantage of it because I'm gonna rewatch all Friends Friends episodes. It's
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
realize that he moved it to HBO Max, which now makes sense.
yeah.
Um,
I think they probably just were the one that was like the highest bidder to pay
yeah,
the cast or whoever to do it, because I feel like
probably.
yeah, I feel like they've been approached many times before in the past to do a reunion, and they just never did. And I'm pretty sure
They
like
should
with
have.
the cast.
I feel like they should have taken it, but I understand 10 years and together maybe like a little bit too much, and still is like they needed a break. But I feel like 17 years later,
Well, well, since
they were the same thing as the cicadas.
it,
They
oh yes.
yeah
Oh, hold on,
they
hold on.
slept like the cicadas and then woke
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead. All right, give me just 1 minute here.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, and
Sorry, we have construction going on here.
yeah. So
Sorry, Matt.
they're doing no, it's fine. I'm gonna keep talking. So
Oh no,
they
go ahead.
they just kind of like slept for 17 years. I know that Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston, those two were really close. So I feel like they've kept in touch, but I don't know how often the boys kept in touch. You know what I mean? Or like Lisa Kudrow. But honestly, I always just refer them to their friend's name. It was just easier instead of saying like the whole name. Like I always just like to say like, the first name, like I know them. Anyways,
Yeah,
and I feel like I
you're
do
on a
know
first name
them. It's been like
basis.
10 years with them, right? And I've like
Yeah,
watched it again. I said like I have the whole collection, and to the point where like it's the whole old collection that doesn't even have the same dimension, TV dimension as my own TV, so it like looks squished if I like have it expanded. So I'm actually considering, like really considering getting the new Friends DVD, which is hopefully like remastered that it will fit my screen, that I don't have to adjust it. But I just love the show. Like I've loved it when I was in high school, and then later in college, and then like still love it to this day.
I think it's one of those like it's one of those shows that it's such like a huge like a social public part of our lives, right? Like you think,
Yeah,
you think of these things that like impacted our lives as far as entertainment. You think of like Marilyn
yeah,
Monroe, you think of like Elvis, and you think of all these like iconic celebrities and people. And I feel like Friends is going to be one of those that just kind of
yeah.
maybe helped.
And it's odd because me when I was watching it in high school, a lot of like the innuendos were completely went over my head. Now that I'm an adult, I understand it more, and I was just like, oh, okay, this makes sense. And I had no idea that this topic like existed back then, and it did.
Yeah. Um,
So,
I mean,
but yeah, so I watched it immediately. Like I knew that was something that I wanted to like buy HBO Max just to watch it, and immediately as soon as they start, showing the each one arriving, I just start welling up and tearing up, and it was just such a heartwarming like reunion. I thought it was well done. It was. I didn't know what to expect, but then like as the premiere started rolling by, I realized that okay, like you get little stories here and there, and then you realize that oh, it's not them coming together doing like six more episodes, of Friends or something like that. is them coming together, sitting down, reminiscing, and taking yourself down memory lane. Them sitting together, reading a scene, and then them clipping into like the actual scene. Like that was really moving, and there were like some surprising like friends behind the scene that I had no idea that that was the case, because nobody let it on, and Kale's gone. So, but yeah, like the part where we find, I mean, maybe I'll wait until Kale comes on and then talk about some parts, but I really enjoyed just watching the whole thing. I kind of, the first one, like I was just crocheting while watching it, so I didn't want it to like fully immerse myself in, because I wanted to sit down with Tony to watch it together, and we did that over the weekend. But I still again teared up even watching it the second time. I'm sure I'm gonna watch it like 3 more times. But amazing. And then I don't know, like even for them, I mean, 17 years later, they did grow up quite a bit. Seeing them, age, and I still thought they kind of like age pretty well for being 17 years older. I don't know if there were like certain parts of Friends that were my favorite. Like they definitely showed scenes of some of my favorite Friends, and like especially the part of like the pivot of the furniture. Like that was classic Ross. It was amazing. Like that yeah, it was iconic. I mean, I also feel like there are certain things that you could take. Like I always reference back to it, just like little jokes here and there. And if you're not a Friends fanatic, you would not understand the joke. Like the part behind, like I just watched a TikTok last night of this woman. She's a flight attendant, and she flies to different hotels, but she gives you like hotel safety thing. Like for example, making sure like you open your door and popping the luggage there, and then a room sweep. And then at one point she like would kick down, like she kind of did a karate chop at the curtains, and then just make sure that they're like no one's there, and she's like unagi. That's definitely a scene from Friends. So yeah, so that was definitely.
The window.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's nothing.
KL.
Yeah, it's
KL. I don't know if she's gonna hear me. So yeah. Anyways, so I'm working on my I'm still working on the top, and I'm almost done with it, although it didn't really come out like I thought it was gonna be. So I'm gonna show you at least like this top part. Okay. I was working on like the ruffles and things like that, but the top part was a little bit too wide. I'm not sure like what happened, what I did differently, but it was a little bit too wide. So I kind of just like sewed along this side and this side to cinch it in the middle. That way like these will hang. But I'm working on the bottom part of the ruffles, which 5 rows should be able to see the ruffles come out. So you'll see like a double layer. So that's what I have here. And my leg is falling asleep. So yes. What else was with Friends? There were certain things that the people were concerned about Chandler, Matthew Perry, and when I was watching it again, I honestly didn't think there was anything wrong. Like his PR person did say, oh, it says the contractor has a question. Okay. His PR person did say that he recently had like dental work done on him, so he was a little bit loopy, which would be odd considering like, well, um, then how like if you had your dental work done, it wouldn't be like that morning or that I don't know like how quickly it was to continue to still be loopy unless they gave him drugs later to use. That could be a possibility. But he's always been an advocate of not like of like he was an alcoholic survive like recovery. He was like recovery alcoholic, recovered alcoholic, and so he didn't. People thought that he relapsed, and he's just said that no, that's not something that he would have done. Um, but yeah, let me hold on a second. So like just a second.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. I'm like, do you want to like stop? Because I'm just talking and making feel like
I
I'm
was
just like
listening
talking
to
to
you.
myself.
I was listening
have
to
you?
you.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like,
No.
Anyways,
Okay.
I was at the part where about Chandler, how people were talking about him, just being loopy and not all there. And I was just like his PR person gave him like said that he just had his dental work done. That's why he was like a bit loopy. But then it's almost like, well, if you had your dental work done, it's typically like 3 to 4 hours past that, and then you should be fine. So it's like, didn't they have like the reunion in the morning? So why would he still be like, if he had it done the day before, why would he still be loopy unless they gave him drugs, right? So,
Yeah.
but
He probably got like some kind of
yeah,
pain
and I feel
management
like he was.
medication, right?
Yeah, I thought he was fine. Like, I didn't think that he was like slurring so much. Like I just felt like he was very. I feel like he's the kind of person who's like much of an introvert. So he definitely is taking in a lot of the conversation on hand, and um he was still talking to his friends, and he was like still going back and forth, that sort of thing. So I didn't think there was anything wrong with him. So I'm not sure why people feel the need to like make stuff up. You know what I mean? I understand that he had his problems in the past, but we have to give him the benefit of the doubt that he kicked the habit a long time ago.
I guess like for people who go through like drug addiction and such, sorry, I think the problem that like us society wise always think that, oh, you go to rehab and then that's like one and done. But I think and I mean, I'm not too familiar with that part of like mental health and stuff, but like
Yeah.
the little that I do know is that like when you go through something like that, you have to be okay with knowing that you will end up using again. And
Well, here's the thing. He was an alcoholic. I think he kicked the Vicodin habit way before, and then afterwards he turned towards alcohol abuse.
alcohol.
And I watched either a spill or video on Matthew Perry, and he went to rehab 3 times. The first time was probably just like a surface, trying to get some help. But then the second time was for sure he went to like, really try to kick the habit. The third time was only he felt like maybe some of his the things that in his life were not in his control or something like spiral a little bit that he felt like he could relapse. And so he went for the third time. That not that he did, but he went for the third time just to be safe. So,
Mhm.
and after that, he built a huge like rehab business, like to help people recover from alcohol abuse for several years until he didn't have the money to keep it going. So really, he has that passion to really help people recover. So I don't think that
Mhm.
he would go back to that again. You know, I really think he did kick the habit.
Yeah, but it's a lifelong struggle, right? Like,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think when some people when they talk about substance abuse, they will say, "I am X amount years sober," because they're still in the
Hmm.
process of it. So, like, I'm 10
Yeah.
years sober, I'm 15 years sober, instead of saying, "I am cured from substance abuse
No,
or
no,
substance
totally,
using."
totally.
So even now that he has gone to rehab 3 times and he might have built a rehab facility, we don't know what is going on his inner like self to know that
Yeah.
if he's going to relapse or not. And I think a big part of like drug or substance abuse is like also targeting the mental health part of it. Like, why do
Hmm.
people turn to substances when they're feeling down, or when things are getting too much or too overwhelming, right? And so if
Hmm.
they treat that first, it's usually a good way to also help with the substance part, the more physiological substance part. With Matthew, like with Matt, like I saw Matt, like as if I know him, with Matthew Perry.
I know, I say that too.
Oh gosh, Matt. With him though, it's like I don't know if you caught that part where he what was it? Where he said, when I said a line and no one laughed, I almost wanted to die
Yes,
inside.
yes, I did
So
catch that. That is
so
very,
it's very
it's a
like
need.
yeah, it's a need, but it's one of those things where it makes you realize that he
Yeah,
definitely, I'm not diagnosing him, but he probably has a lot more inner struggles than the other cast members do, right? Because if you
totally.
think about the people who's the most funny in the room, almost all the time they are using that funny or that silly to
A
cover up
coping
something, right?
mechanism.
A
Yes.
coping, right? So I mean, think about like Jim Carrey, think about
Yep.
who is it? Who just passed away a couple of years ago. Robin
Oh,
Williams is another big one
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So you think about those people, and then Lady Gaga just came out with her documentary about like her deep mental health and her deep depression, and it's like the people who shine the most tends to or just silly or trying to entertain or trying to make sure the people around them are having a good time almost always have like the most going on and this and the most like struggle or pain. And so like when he said that, I was just like,
Yeah.
I feel that because I know, that feeling of like he knows that his job was to make people laugh, and if he didn't make people laugh, and
Hmm.
therefore he's a failure, and then that like
Yeah.
brain cycle kept going. So like if you look at all the other cast members, they seem to be doing pretty okay. Like Jennifer Aniston has a really strong group of friends. Courtney Cox just finished a couple of shows of her own. Lisa Kudrow did a
Mm.
web series, which where she pretended to be an online therapist for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she'll have like I think she had Jennifer call in to like get therapy, and it was just like a silly thing. David
I haven't
Schwimmer,
seen that. I
yeah, it
haven't
was
seen
like a
that. That's
YouTube.
funny.
Yeah, it was like a silly YouTube series that she did. David Schwimmer,
Oh,
he was in a couple of movies. Joey, he's just Joey. Even in real life, I feel like on
he's just
the reunion, he was
Joey.
just Joey. Um,
Yeah.
I think he's married, right, and with kids, so he's just kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
living
He.
his best life,
Hmm.
which is funny because on the show he's like not married, doesn't have kids, but like
Yeah.
in real life, he has a wife, he has children, and he's just kind of like the
Did you
most
ever watch his spinoff? I don't
no.
think I could. No, I couldn't. I was just like, it's just not the same without the six of them like together.
I didn't. I honestly, I didn't even know there was a spinoff.
Yeah, it's called Joey.
I did not watch the spinoff.
No, I
Um,
didn't either.
I
That's why
mean,
I don't think a lot of people did, and so it didn't take off.
uh, and the thing is, like, I guess when I saw the reunion, I was just kind of like bummed out seeing it because I was thinking, oh, it's gonna be like the characters coming together. But then I realized, and then
I was yeah
doing like another episode, right? And I was just like,
yeah
I was kind of
same.
bummed out because I
It
was
was
like, well,
weird.
yeah, I was like, why would they do that? But then I realized, oh, it's a reunion. It's like them getting together and answering
I thought it was
questions, and I was like, okay,
yeah. I thought it was
yeah,
well done. Like they definitely took scenes of the popular ones, like the time when when the girls lost their home in that game, and so they redid that scene. Like, but it was done with different questions. I thought honestly, and I had Tony watch it with me the second time. The first time was just like a grazing. I wanted to like sit and just crochet and watch, but not really watch it. But the second time, I definitely paid more attention, and he thought it was well done. Like it
hmm
was just well laid out, and it was like, I mean, I think it probably like had him want to watch it again. Maybe not as much as I wanted to watch it again, but like I had him sit down. I was like, we are watching this back to back, So
yeah, a transponster. That's not
I know.
even a word.
Oh my
Okay,
god,
so I
I was
guess
just cracking
if
up.
okay, so if I asked you, like, which
Good morning,
character do you think
Ashley.
you relate to the most? Like, would you be a
Um,
Monica?
that's really I thought about I asked Tony the same question. I thought about it myself. I
Mm-hmm.
honestly don't think I like fit into each one of them. Like
Okay.
I feel like they. Yeah, I don't think I can say that. Maybe I have like little bits of each, but not. I don't immerse into one character.
Okay. Well, I guess the next question would be, what little characteristics do you see of yourself in each one of those characters? And then the second question is like, who do you think is most representative of you? Even though, like, I'm a Monica,
Um,
like all the way.
totally.
I'm very Monica, but then I also know that like I can be. I'm definitely not Rachel. I know that.
Mhm.
I'm very much a Monica. I also know that I'm kind
Mhm.
of like nerdy, like Ross as well. So
Mhm.
like I'm very into like science and stuff. As
Yeah.
far as like you know, as far as Lisa goes, I um I'm definitely her in the sense of like, well, let live, like anyone can do whatever they want, like let live,
Yeah.
whatever. And like, I'm kind of like
Like
into like
free
weird stuff sometimes.
spirited.
Yeah, free spirited. I think I'm a little bit like Chandler because I think I'm quippy enough with some puns.
Mhm.
I don't see any Joey in me though. But I don't see
That's what. Yeah, like that. Maybe I see the
no Joey
same
the
way.
no, Joey. If I had to pick one characteristic about Joey that I'm very similar to, is the loyalty of friendship. Um,
True.
because he's very like such a puppy dog about it. Like
Yeah.
so I would have to say,
He's like childlike.
yeah, yeah,
So is
and
Phoebe. Phoebe's very childlike as
yeah,
well.
yeah. But she's free spirited, childlike, which
Yeah.
is different type. Rachel, I'm trying to think. I guess I am kind of like Rachel because it's like I still don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life, but that's kind of like all of them.
But yeah, that's like all of them. Well,
But I
Ross
feel
is
like
kind of new, but his life is just like okay. So I do relate with Ross, not the 3 divorces, but just the one divorce. So I relate with him. I relate with Monica where I like things like tidy, but not like to the point where it's like consuming my life. And also like the chef part, like kind of testing
Oh yeah, yeah.
recipes and stuff like that. I do relate to that. Rachel, I see myself like the fashion sense. I love the fashion sense part of it. And just climbing the ladder. Like she worked from her way from before below and climbing up. I don't think I would relate to the spoiled part of it because that wasn't ever like in my life in that sense. And then with Phoebe, the free spirit. With Chandler, like he's a very responsible guy. I don't know if I would count myself as being responsible, but I would say like definitely I like to joke around but I don't think that I am tied. Like my being is not tied to a joke. If somebody doesn't laugh, like no skin off my back
well,
kind of thing.
That's Matthew Perry. That's not Chandler. So
oh yes,
yeah.
No, Chandler. No, Chandler was like that.
Oh yeah. There was an episode
definitely
where he's like,
he uses it as a coping mechanism, and he has said that before. So that was very much like his character.
Yeah, but no, I'm definitely still like a Monica. I think I can be neurotic with like the tidiness and stuff. I've gotten better about it. But it was pretty bad for a little bit there where I'm just like everything just has to be clean or I would obsess over it and it would make me so anxious and stuff. But I've gotten so much better.
When was this before? Like were you this compulsive?
I was
OCD
always compulsive.
Like
yeah, I just hit it really well around people. So like
I find these things very fascinating. Like I've never met someone as OCD where like the label has to be correct and like or the part where like they have to like make sure they do a specific task over and over again until it's satisfied. I never met someone.
I mean, I'm not like that. No, I'm not like that.
No, but
like,
that,
I'm not like
that
clinically,
right. That's true, like clinical OCD, and they suffer from it where they cannot go do their normal functions in life, like unless this thing has to be done. You know what I mean? Like so, I find that's very fascinating that how the mind works like that.
Yeah, and it is. It's like it's a coping mechanism, and I think for a while it was it was so weird. Like when I get stressed out, and if the room is messy, it would just take over, and it would make me even more stressed out. So that's the reason why I like things to be like organized. But now that I've learned to not be as stressed and decompress a little bit, messes doesn't bother me as much anymore. And also, obviously, having a child is like it's like
I was gonna say. You're gonna always have
no
when you have a kid.
Yeah. So I've always, but like I hit it very well, like around people. I'm always like, when people come over to my house and stuff, I'm like, no, I just make a mess. I don't care. And I really do. I genuinely don't care. Like, please like enjoy your place, like sit and spill stuff. I don't care. But the moment you walk out of my home, I am scrubbing like crazy. And it's not it's not against the person. It has nothing to do with the person because I love them in my home. It's more like it's a me thing where like I just but I've gotten so much better. So it was so that's why I always identify with Monica because like when she cleans and stuff, it's like a neurotic thing where like when she's anxious or mad or it's a way for her to cope with like her mom like putting her down and stuff.
Yes.
So like that's why I always related.
Yeah, it was so touching. Like, and it's funny because they wanted to cast her as Rachel. She was just like, no, I'm totally a Monica, like through and through. And they're like, oh, yep, you are, like, and it was very interesting to see like behind the scenes, like, or just behind like the workings of casting each character, and what lengths they did to do that. But yeah, I thought it was just like fascinating, and also. Like I had no idea through all that time that there was like a little crush, maybe not even a little crush, a big crush between Ross and Rachel, but really like, what's his name? I go by their
David
David Schwimmer and Jennifer Aniston. Like, it was crazy the fact that, but then they said that it would be sad to see the first kiss being on television, and Rachel was like, or Jennifer Aniston was like, sure enough, that's what happened. But Tony and I started rewatching Friends again, and that wasn't their first kiss. Their first kiss was in the laundromat together, but maybe they meant the first kiss when they were like crushing on each other.
on each other. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Um,
don't you remember that laundromat where like she was thanking him profusely and then like grabbed him and kissed
yeah,
him?
but it was kind of like a
A
friendly pack. It
peck,
wasn't. Yeah, I think they were talking more about like
an
romantic
actual kiss.
romance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I think like the reason why Friends worked so well was because they were also friends in real life, right?
Yeah.
Like if I think about some of my most iconic sitcoms back in the day, the ones that like worked were always the ones where the same cast members were always there. Like I used to love the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and then they switched out the mom, and it like confused me. And I'm like,
oh yeah,
it's not the same. Like it really didn't feel the same, you know.
yeah.
And then you know, obviously, like when there's drama that's happening in the background, like you can also feel that tension on screen as well, like Sex in the City when Kim Cattrall and
You know,
and
I said the same thing to Tony that even when they had some stuff behind this behind the scenes, I felt as if they kind of played it off well though. Did you still feel that tension? Because I didn't see it. I was trying to look for it.
yeah, but they also didn't interact as much in the show.
They
It didn't seem like
did.
it didn't. Kim Cattrall and Jessica Simpson, Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah,
like I mean, they interacted, but I feel like I don't know. I think well no, you know what? Actually, I take that back. I think because Kim Cattrall's character was always very like not standoffish, but you know, assertive, right? So it was also so like even if she and Sarah had like a tiff in the background, she could still use that, you know, that pettiness or that tiff in an assertive and like, you know, transform it into an assertive way because it worked for her character. And I think maybe that's why it masked it. But like, but you know,
I thought they
didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they masked it well because they did do several. They have a lot of interactions in the show. I've watched it, so many times, and I always try to pick it out. You know what I mean? Like, was there tension? But honestly, seeing that they're both great actresses, it was nice to see that they could just stay business. You know what I mean? Like that's business. And but at least with Kim Cattrall, she definitely put her foot down for like the next. What are they? I don't know. They're not episodes, but it's like not. I don't know. But she definitely put her foot down, not returning.
Yeah, which is like then it's not Sex in the City. So
I didn't. Yeah, it's gonna be weird because I do want to watch it, but it's gonna be weird. It's almost like, well, where's Samantha? Like, it has to
I mean,
be
Samantha is such like an iconic, you know, character. So you know, the Carrie Bradshaw definitely got on my nerves. Like
she
at the
did
end,
at some
like
point.
I just by the end, I was just like, you are kind of an asshole. Like, you are like the world. I mean, I guess the show is about her and her life and stuff, but like the way she was treating people and I guess if I had to break down like to her psychology or like how she felt, and then I could give her a little bit more compassion, but it was just like a lot of it was just like you're kind of like a like I don't know, a jerk, because I feel like everyone else in that cast had a vision, like they kind of knew who they were, who they are, their authentic self. And I felt like Carrie, although she was like very fashion stuff, but I don't know. I did not like, by the end I was kind of like annoyed with Carrie.
Like she was definitely one that was always continuously searching, not knowing exactly what she wants, and yet kind of dicking people around. But it was just like I don't know, it's hard.
And you know what I'm like, I think you and I like know something about that character that's annoying to us, but we can't pinpoint what it is. And the thing is, I have compassion for the fact that like you don't know what you want in life. I mean, obviously a lot of us still don't know what we want in life, and I get that too. But like there's something about her character that I didn't really quite connect with. But with Friends, I don't know why I connect better with them. Maybe it's because it's more lighthearted.
It's lighthearted,
it's actually friends,
joking. Know, like, it's joking. It's just a lot of humor. I I don't know. I mean, I still enjoy watching it, even though there's some things. I did ask Tony like if the kids have ever watched it, and they have, but they didn't take it. They didn't take it as much as like we did. You know, like so maybe they're
Yeah.
just maybe still too young to get into the episode. But yeah, it was just, I had to watch the reunion. I knew that was a fact. It was more like, should I pay for it or should I wait until later? Like that was my question. But I'm
Well,
so happy that I did because I really enjoyed the reunion. And it was just something, yeah, amazing to see. I really do hope
and
that they
it's
continue to get together and not wait, more years over it.
yeah, but I mean, I definitely think that the
Yeah.
storyline with Tony's kids, I feel like because they are young, they're living in
Yeah.
a different
Yeah.
era of life, right? So like if there was a sitcom about, I don't know, social media influencers or something, I think it would probably connect with them a little
Yeah.
bit more. For us, in the 90s, it was like you didn't have cell phones and social media. You do meet up with your friends like down the block or at a coffee shop or
Yeah.
at a game place or a juice bar or whatever, and you
Yeah.
just kind of like, that's like your place. Like for me, like some of my favorite places was like a video game place or like the gas station down the street where we can buy candy for like 25 cents or whatever, and
Yeah.
so it's and then that concept of like being in the city and not knowing what you're going to do with your life and trying to afford an apartment and like finding love and all that stuff, and I feel like that magic of New York in itself might not be there as much either because New York is different now too, but it captured the 90s. That's what it is. It captured that nostalgic 90s
It's totally the
2000s
90s.
moment, right? And I think if you're not a
Yeah.
90s kid, it's harder to, appreciate it for what it is.
Well,
But
it's
maybe,
weird because my last my last roommate, she had a daughter. She has a daughter that's like 13, and they love Friends. They watch it every single time during dinner. Like that's all I hear. And
yeah, but
so it's weird that she would get into it, and she's only 13.
it's also like, if you think about when we were 13, some of us were really into pop music, but then there's a set of kids who are into like 80s
Yeah.
music, so that's pretty
Yeah.
much the same thing. Like,
That's true.
her kid is into a different era of life, and, so,
Yeah.
and
I
it's the
don't
same with
know.
like Mean Girls. When that came out, the movie, it's
Yeah.
still such like a huge iconic movie that represented an era
Right.
of time that
Well, they enjoyed Tony's kids enjoyed Clueless, which I was surprised, and that's a total 90s thing too.
oh yeah
I love that. I love that movie.
Clueless and was it Legally Blonde?
I just saw
what's
that the
funny?
other day.
You know what's funny is that like all these movies, when I was growing up, everyone was like, you gotta watch it, blah blah blah, and I refused to watch it because I was trying to be like, I'm too cool for this. I'm too cool for like pop culture, and I don't need a blah blah blah. I gotta find something obscure. And then now that I'm older, I'm like going back and watching all those movies. I'm just like, why was I trying so hard to be different? Like this is actually pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. The only part
and I was
I didn't like about the only part I didn't like about the Legally Blonde was the one where she showed her the nails. I forgot her name now, but she like showed her how to do the drop
Ben
and
and snap.
pop, the bend and snap,
and
and I'm just like, I couldn't, even to this day, I still can't like that scene. I just don't understand it. It was just like, okay,
But
they
that's
could have
the
easily
thing.
been done with that.
But that's the thing, because some people love the scene and some people dislike it so much that it's like
So,
a
yeah.
love-hate kind of like meme
Maybe.
almost as well.
That's the only
what
one
it
I
is.
didn't like.
Yeah, the bend and snap. Jennifer Coolidge,
Yeah,
like
bend and snap.
Oh,
yes.
dear.
That's right. That's her name. That's her name. Oh, how much did you like Friends though? Did you really like the reunion? Did you like it?
The reunion, I did, and the thing was like
Did you cry?
let me see, did I cry? I
did.
think when they started like showing up at the beginning,
Yes.
I was just like, this is like really, really sweet. And then oh, you look like the 4th of July.
You look like the 4th of July. Oh my god.
Oh, I can't do her face.
That
I
is
do
so
remember she's so
funny.
funny.
She
But
is. Yeah.
yeah, but she's like typecasted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when they first walked into that apartment, I think I definitely got teary-eyed because it was just like seeing friends like
Oh my
come
god.
together,
I know.
like
I
actual friends.
know.
And I didn't realize the episode until much, much later on in life when it was like, oh, the one where they, and I didn't understand it, why it was named that way. And then I got it. I was just like telling I was talking to
The one
to
where
Papa
they
Bear
what?
about it. You know, like why the episodes were called the one where they for
Oh,
friends.
okay. They mentioned that?
No, they didn't mention that, but like I was just saying how like much later in life I didn't get it until
Oh
I
yeah.
was talking to Papa Bear. I was like, "Hey, do you remember that episode of Friends, the one where they?" And then it hit my head. I was just like, oh, "That's why they name it like that." I was like, "That is so clever." It took me so long, and like
Yeah.
Papa Bear, he's not the type to be like into Friends, you know. But he still,
Yeah.
if it was on TV or whatever, he'll like stop and watch the
Yeah.
episode because it's still so relatable and
Oh,
like
so
funny,
relatable.
you know?
Yeah. No, we're watching. I'm like, now that I have the HBO Max for the month, I'm rewatching Friends, but I'm having Tony next to me, and we're watching that and Sex and the City like next to. We'll watch like 2 episodes of Friends and then 2 episodes of Sex and the City, and then whatever he wants to watch later. That's
Yeah,
the goal. Like we're trying to get through it all.
So like the Sex and the City movie, the second one was in 2012 or
It was
13.
oh my god, I can't believe it's been that. Has it been that long? Jesus.
I mean, I might have my gripes with Carrie Bradshaw, but like I still really like the show. Like every time I hear the
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, and it like you know, it's like it's New York.
Okay,
It's that
and
feeling.
let's be real. Like I learned a lot of sex stuff from that show. So it's like things that no one really talks to me about. I'm like, what? We can do that? You know, it's just like things that are like shocking. Like
I was like 15. I would like close my room.
Secretly learning, and I'm just like, wait, what?
Yeah. I used to have to watch the show like when my mom was not going to like bother me. I'd be like, I'm studying. Yeah.
I'm studying.
Yeah.
Don't bother me,
15.
Mom.
Yeah, 15 and
That's
16,
hilarious.
like trying to, yeah.
That's young. I can't believe it. That's too young to watch it.
15,
I watched it when I
16,
was
like, it
in
was
college.
I'm pretty sure it was, yeah, but it was like on TV. It was like, you know, you have your like I would run home from school, I would get on Cartoon Network and watch all of my animes, and then I would switch over and watch MTV, and then I would start watching all the HBO stuff while I was studying.
Oh, I didn't know your son was into that. How old is he actually?
Aw.
That is so cute.
I think I might.
I know we just don't know. We don't know like what they are into these days.
Yeah, I mean, some kids like more retro stuff, and it's weird for us.
True.
Yeah, he's 13, and you know, it's 2021, so technically, you know, 30 years ago, it's kind of like it's the 90s, so it's considered retro, right? But to me, like for some reason, the 20, 30 years ago is still the 70s and 80s because I'm stuck in time.
Right.
You know, but I mean, that's like 90 years, 30, you know, the 90s.
What was it that we like wanted to talk about with Matthew Perry and then we can get into Bennifer. But
okay. The meme, the Bennifer meme, the Jennifer
meme.
The Jennifer Lopez meme.
Yeah.
That cracked me up. When I saw that, I died.
That is crazy.
Okay, so Matthew Perry, I think, so there's an app called Raya, And
Yeah.
apparently, like, it's $8 a month. It's kind of like Tinder, but it's only for people with like a following, so mostly celebrities and influencers. And before you could be a
Mm-hmm.
part of the app, you would have to like apply. They would check out your social media. They would kind of like check out your credentials, and then they allow you to be on it. To be honest, I think if you're a guy, you have to be a really famous guy. If you're a girl, you probably have to just be a really hot model-esque girl with some following. I feel like that's kind of like the matchup. But
Yeah.
Matthew Perry was matched up with a girl, and I think she was like 18, and like he was like trying to FaceTime her and ask her questions and stuff, and she like recorded it and like posted it on TikTok. So like now everyone kind of sees it, and it's what, he's almost in his 50s now, and it's just, I mean, I don't know. And
For whatever age you are, there's just no reason for you to be like, I mean, I like him, but I just don't understand why he would want to match with someone who is 18. Just because they're 18 legal doesn't mean it's okay.
like for me, the whole age gap thing, like we're all in like a different phases of our lives, and so
Totally.
I try not to like stigmatize age gaps when people date and stuff, because
Yeah.
I don't know, but I do think that there has to be, and we go back to how he feels with himself, right? Like
Mm.
I feel like he probably might be lonely and he just wants to talk to someone, and if you can talk to a young hot girl who seems to be interested to you, I'm pretty sure that's a confidence boost that, like, if someone is lonely and have negative self-talk, would probably want to have.
Yeah.
So that's just me assuming, if I think if I were to ever, if I needed attention in some way, which I have in my past, I don't know if getting attention from like hot young men would, or men would be the way I get attention, but I would do it in other ways, right? But I think we all as humans have a natural need to want to have attention or affection or
But
admiration, and I think it so happened to be on an app for him.
okay, but see, that's the thing. Like he at one when did he do this? Because he had a fiance just recently
Yeah,
when they broke
yeah.
up. So it's almost like at when did he find the time to do that? Like, and if he has a fiance that whole time, it's like, why would you want to get affection somewhere else, right? Why
Well, I
would
mean,
you need it?
that's the age old question as to like, why do people cheat?
No,
Like,
I
why
totally,
do
yeah.
and they're probably not getting what they need in their current relationship, or maybe they are getting what they need, but they're not getting what they need like internally for themselves. Like,
Well, that's
I
probably
think,
why they broke it off then, which I'm glad they did.
yeah, because it gives her a chance to like explore and find someone that she's deserving of, and for him to like maybe find someone that he is deserving of, or time to like work on himself or something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I do, I try not to like be like, oh, that's like a 30-year age gap, because I obviously don't know what his mental like headspace is like as far as like age, because like I'm 30, I'm turning 34, but I still feel like I'm in my 20s, right?
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
I have the experience of being in my 30s. Like, and so if I feel like I'm in my 20s, then if I paired up with someone who is in their 20s and I feel like I can keep up with someone in their 20s, like, is that not okay, or is it because it's not okay because of what my birth certificate says, and we're not
Yeah.
comparing like mental state? Now I do draw a line between like children and adults, but if we're talking about like two consenting adults, like, I guess for me to judge would be unfair. However, I would have to say that an 18-year-old is still very, very young. Like, I'm looking back at myself at
Uh
18. It's just like, I just
Obviously.
started college. Like, what do I know? I just
I
moved
mean,
out of my parents' home,
it's also it's clear that she was way too young because she posted this on TikTok. She only matched with him just to probably have content to post on TikTok. Hence the why there's like a difference of like the age gap, and you're in different places and you're never gonna like catch up. Like someone that
Mhm.
young is never gonna catch up to to his age. So
So here's another question then.
Yeah.
Because she's 18, and let's say we know that she's 18, she saw it to Matthew Perry, she was just like, oh cool, this is a clickable thing, so I'm gonna post it on
Yeah.
TikTok, right? We can also make the
Mhm.
same argument for him. It's like, why is a 50-year-old man not thinking ahead of time that a young girl is gonna post this on TikTok? So maybe he's also stuck in that 18, 20-year-old mentality where it's just like, oh, we're just flirting and stuff, but like he didn't
True.
think that through either,
But considering that it has already, a very skewed sense of like a reality. I don't want to say that, but he's not very, he's not very emotionally stable.
It's
So
distorted. Yeah, because
it's very distorted.
I mean, he also like the whole Friends franchise started like in his mid-20s,
Yeah,
right?
mid-20s.
So I mean, I can assume that maybe the moment the Friends franchise started, that's when he emotionally kind of was just like stuck. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I can't
Possibly.
imagine dating like being someone that famous, being Chandler Bing for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
So,
because you're gonna want to see him go into his character at some point, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't think 10 years is a huge difference. But 20, 30 years, that's a big
yeah.
difference. It's like,
Yeah.
or like a 40 years. Yeah, that's a huge
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah. And I think like, would I want it for my own child? No. Would I want it? Like, would I date someone, gosh, in their 70s? If I'm thinking of someone who's in their 40s, I'm like, good dude, that person would be in their 70s. No.
All I can think of is that one scene in Sex and the City where Samantha was like sleeping with a much older guy, and no, I don't want to see some butt flapping in the wind. Like, no. So yeah.
But you know what though? Like, we can't knock our elderly or seniors because apparently they have the highest rate of STDs in the group. Did you not in the group homes?
No,
because they do.
I know, I understand that, but just keep it amongst them. Like, like there's just a difference between, Yeah, I can't imagine myself dating someone that's 70. Like, there's just no effing way.
Yeah, I think it's definitely hard for me because anyone in their 70s would be older than my dad, and that would just
like
be
60s is like my parents' age. Like, why?
Yeah. So that would just be bizarre. And I think if I had to like sit my 60, 70-year-old boyfriend down next to my dad would be so uncomfortable, and I don't think I would ever want to make him that uncomfortable. So I don't. Yeah. I mean, you know what? Like, I'm not going to yuck someone else's yum. It's just not for me.
Not for me either.
So I would just say that.
But let's be real. She was not matching with him to date him. Okay, she was matching with him for just kicks. And I find that's very mean-hearted about it. But
it's mean-spirited.
Yeah, mean-spirited.
What's the same with Ben Affleck? Did you see that one?
So yeah, I didn't actually hear about Ben Affleck.
Yeah, this one I think happened a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Like Dick Van Dyke and his wife. What's the age gap with Dick Van Dyke and his wife? Like, I knew they had an age gap. I just didn't know how big it was. But Ben Affleck, like, he was on the same app too, and he matched up with this girl, this influencer, and she like saw him and she thought it was a fake, so she unmatched him, and he found her.
Oh yeah,
and she found.
That.
Yeah, he found her on Instagram and sent her a video, and he's like, "Hey, why did you unmatch me? It's me." And that's what he said. He's like, "It's me," like as if like I'm mother effing Ben Affleck. It's me. Like, he didn't even have to introduce himself, which is like so.
Someone's like, "Why is he doing? Why?" I don't know. Like, that's weird.
But I mean, he went through his like alcoholic abuse as substance abuse as well, and I think Jennifer Garner is that
why they split up?
Yeah, because he was going in and out of rehab. So he's Batman. he's Batman. And I
Oh,
think like one of the producers were saying that like it was really hard to work with him because he would like, not show up or show up intoxicated. And so
oh
I'm not sure
no.
if they dropped him or if they
Yeah.
if he left, but like I don't think he's gonna be, no, he's not the next Batman because Robert Pattinson is playing the next Batman. And
Oh, that's right.
I love Batman, and I
Uh-huh.
was really surprised when Ben Affleck was going to play Batman because I was just like, is he going to be able to pull that off? Because I don't see that. But he did a good
Yeah.
job as playing like the older Bruce Wayne,
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah. But then like in was it Justice League, the Flash asked him, was just like, so what's your superpower? And he's just like, I'm rich. And I was just like, and that was the reason why I loved Batman so much, as the same reason why I loved Iron Man, is because they are real people. And it's like, when
Yeah.
you're rich, it is kind of a superpower. Now that you think about like rich and privilege and stuff.
True.
Yeah, but I just like, yeah. Anyways, me going into like my weird.
But
um,
what's the thing? Like, how like when I saw the headlines of Jennifer, J Lo, and him getting back together, I'm just like, what? Huh? Are we doing a flashback? Like, what's going on?
okay, so
Ew. What? 80 to 90, and she was in her 40s. Okay.
well, I mean,
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
about
I think
that.
I think being in your 40s, you still got a lot of spunk in you.
All
Like
I'm saying is that he'd be great in bed because that's the only reason why I would think that two people are good together. I have no idea.
well, okay. So if I was thinking of like Brad Pitt is like almost 50, right?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, Ben Affleck is in his 50s too, right?
I don't know. I don't know what their age is.
Yeah, Brad Pitt is. Yeah, he's in his 50s. Yes, Brad Pitt is in his 50s because I remember looking it up one time, and then I put him next to my dad, and I was like, my dad is also in his 50s, and I was just like, this is not the same. This is not the same. Like, how is this existing in the
That's
same universe? I was so
weird.
right,
Oh
and I was
yeah,
like,
I used to think Brad Pitt was cute, and now I don't.
I mean, I still have like a weird crush on Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
But like, I definitely. A mother effing Ben Affleck. It's true. He was just like, "It's me. Why did you unmatch me? It's me." Like he didn't even have to. Can
But
you
the fact that he
imagine?
found her, but the fact that he found her Instagram, like,
But
what?
Mel, can you imagine the confidence, the power, the celebrity to just be like, "It's me."
It's
Like just that's it. Like not introduce yourself as like it's
maybe he was encompassing like Batman's persona,
oh,
Bruce
okay,
Wayne
yeah.
persona. Maybe he like brought
But
that in. It's because I'm
yeah, I was
rich. It's me, Ben Affleck.
it's yeah, he didn't even have to say that. He's just like, it's me. Like, could
Yeah.
you imagine like handing over
Should
your
we?
business card that said it's me? Like,
Yeah. I mean, should we put some money on J Lo and on Bennifer? Like, is that gonna even happen? I don't see it.
okay,
I don't see it.
okay. First off, Bennifer was the beginning of hybrid names.
Yeah.
They were the
Was it
ones that
really?
started. Yeah. Before Bennifer,
Oh.
there was, all the other names came after the hybrid
Oh,
names, right?
interesting. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they were the ones that kind of, well, they didn't start it, but like, the fandom started Bennifer. And then after that,
Yeah.
people always tried to like mashed all the couples' names together. But Bennifer
Yeah.
was like the iconic one that started that. And if you think about
Uh-huh.
it, that's been what, 20 years ago?
That's
It's like 20 years
crazy.
ago, right? And like now we're doing the 20 years full circle with them. And it's honestly, it's almost like a reunion for me too.
Oh my
With that
gosh.
relationship, because I remember like standing at the checkout line every time I went grocery shopping with my mom and reading every gossip magazine cover to cover, knowing that I'm not going to buy that stupid magazine just to see what Bennifer were up to. Because I loved Jennifer's music at that time, and then I also
Oh
have like a
yeah.
huge crush on Ben Affleck, and I was just like, I need to know like every little detail.
Yeah.
So, and then that's like right after her. Well, I mean, that's right after P Diddy. when she
Yeah.
dated Puff Daddy, and then her like iconic green which was it,
Dress.
the Dolce Gabbana dress. So like she
Yeah.
was like really coming out there. So as far as bets, how long they're gonna last. I mean, aren't they claiming that they're just being friends, but they like rented like a villa or something together in
They
Florida?
went away, okay, and they've had like some photos of them kissing and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Oh, so
Robert.
friends with benefits. Robert
Uh,
Pattinson.
mm. Wait,
Okay,
Robert
so
Pattinson is who?
he's going to be the next Batman.
Yeah, but who is he?
He's the guy from what's that vampire
Not Twilight.
Twilight. Yeah, from the Twilight series.
No.
He's the vampire, yeah. The guy, Ed
Edward?
Cullen. Yeah, Edward. Yeah, he's gonna
Wait,
be the
what?
next Batman. Yeah, yeah.
No.
I know, but see here's the
How?
thing is here's the thing though, when they casted Robert for Edward Cullen, I was just like, ugh, he's not gonna be able to like be Edward Cullen, but he ended up doing a good job.
Yeah,
And
I thought he
then
did a great
you know,
job.
yeah, and then you know, he surprisingly has a lot of range as far as acting goes. But I don't know if he has the look for Batman, right? Because you think,
Yeah.
you know, Ben
Tony does
Affleck.
not. Yeah, he does not like Robert Pattinson. I don't know why, but so I think he probably did remark on that one time. I don't know. That's gonna be weird. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of range. He just doesn't have the physical look. Yeah, Ashley's
Yeah.
agreeing with me. He doesn't have the look.
He doesn't.
Who's the guy before Ben Affleck? What's his name?
Oh, he had. Oh yeah, he was good.
He was from American Psycho, and his name
Why
is not
can't
coming
they
to
just
me.
Why can't they just recast the same person?
Well, sometimes people retire from like a character, right? Like I'm sure Jennifer
Yeah.
Aniston doesn't want to play Rachel again. You know, they're just
Yeah.
retired. Like when Hugh Jackman said he was coming out and retiring as the Wolverine, I literally like wanted to have a ceremony
Cry.
for that. Yeah, like for that because I watched Logan, which was the last video, the last movie. And I was
Yeah.
just like, he was playing that character for. Okay, so he played that character for 14 years, and then
Yeah.
he came out. He's like, I'm gonna retire from playing, you know, Wolverine. And then like after that, he's just like, this is the first hamburger I'm gonna eat because since he started playing Wolverine, he always was working out and getting jacked. And afterwards, he was just like, now I can finally like live my life, right?
Yeah.
What is his name, Ashley? What is his name? She's like, I want to know what his name is. For America's, what's his name?
No, I know
It's
what you
killing me.
mean. I don't know his name that well either.
Yeah, but it's driving me
He's a
nuts.
good actor. He's a really good actor.
Yeah. From like, you know, The Dark Knight was also like, oh, so good. I have to look up his name because it's going to drive me insane if I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh gosh, Christian Bale.
That's it.
Christian Bale. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to have such a huge crush on him too.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Christian Bale.
But that wasn't his first. American Psycho wasn't his first movie, wasn't it?
No,
He got
it wasn't.
popular with something else.
Yeah. But I know him from American Psycho, and then okay, we kind of just went off the edge with Ben Affleck. Okay, so bets on Ben Affleck and Jennifer staying together. How long do you think they'll last? How long did their last relationship last? A year?
No, I thought they were engaged.
Or
Didn't they get
for a year?
engaged? I'm gonna bet a year.
A year?
I don't think that they're gonna last a year.
So like I know she was dating A-Rod, or she was engaged to A-Rod for a year, right? Or two?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess like he was FaceTiming some other girl or something during quarantine. And then you know he flew over to Puerto Rico, and then they made a statement that, oh, we're gonna be together, blah blah blah. But a bunch of like tabloids were saying that J-Lo is just making a statement that they're gonna be together so that later on she could come out and dump him or something, which she did. Christian Bale.
So that was a plan.
I don't know. That was just like, you know, because that's kind of like her MO or something. Ashley said that she's betting 5 or 6 months.
You're on.
Um, yeah, I would have to say like 5 or 6 months, or a year. Yeah, maybe a year. It's really sad because I feel like Ben Affleck needs a lot of love and care right now because of his relapse and or alcohol, substance
Well,
abuse and
that's
stuff.
the thing. Like Jennifer Garner was by his side this whole time, and yet he wasn't able to
Mhm.
get himself out of it. So I don't know. He would have to do that himself. He doesn't need someone to help him,
Yeah.
like another like partner to help him. He needs to get himself out of that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like you can't help someone who can't help
Right.
themselves, right? Like,
Right. Yeah.
um,
Totally.
but at the same time, I feel like she was a good influence in his life, right?
Hmm.
And you can have good influences and not necessarily be like dependent on them. But I don't know. It's just it's kind of sad to see like Ben Affleck go down this road because I think he's a really great actor.
Hmm.
I also think that like he made his mark because he was also really good looking. Like
Yeah.
he's, I mean, if you think about, because
I mean, he
him
wasn't
and Matt,
bad looking at all, for sure.
no, he's a really handsome classic guy. Um,
Hmm.
and
All American
so
guy. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And he had like the jawline and like the chin dimple. And like so he's best friends with Matt Damon.
Yeah.
And they did a couple movies together and it's just like I don't know. It's just sad to see that that's the road he's going on. And then you see Matt Damon who's doing all these other like really great projects and stuff and it's just, how two people can like diverge so differently and stuff. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, yep. But at least, we still have Henry Cavill as Superman, who's, oh my God. Every time I see him, like, I look over at Papa and he's just like, you gotta just stop. I'm like, dude, that guy is like number one on my
Is he
list.
really?
No, no. Oh my gosh. He's like on my list, number one
Yeah.
all day. Yeah. Like if I ran into him, like all
You're
bets.
like done.
Henry,
Panty drops.
yeah. Well, no. And the reason why Papa dislikes him so much is because not only is he handsome, but in real life, he's also kind of like a gamer nerd. And so
Is he
it's like,
really?
yeah, because like, so Papa knows that like I don't necessarily only like a pretty boy. I also like someone with substance in their brain, right? So like, if
Yeah.
you're only pretty, then there's a chance that I'm gonna be like whatever, right? But the fact that he's also really handsome, but in real life he loves gaming and he loves like the fantasy novels and like kind of like some of the nerdy stuff too. He's just like,
Yeah.
there's no winning. He hates it so much. He's just like, I hate it. I hate all of it. Yeah, but man,
He's gonna have to accept it.
yeah,
Those are
and
the
it's just like
rules.
there's a scene. Okay, have you seen The Witcher on Netflix? So there's a scene of him in this
No.
hot tub, and it's just like of his belly button all the way up to his shoulders, and like he's like ripped and glistening with his veins and stuff, and like I literally was just like would pause and then just play it in slow motion just to see like every single like bead of water drip down that man's body just because he's just so beautiful.
You're not hypersexualizing him at all. No.
Not at all. Like I'm not objectifying him one bit, but he's a very good looking man. Yeah, like so I follow the Facebook called Witcher memes, but it's just a bunch of thirsty women on there posting hot photos of him, and I'm like,
my gosh.
Yeah, and that's all they do. And they
You've
just post
gone
hot
the next
photos of him.
level.
Well, I signed up because I thought it was gonna be memes, and then it wasn't memes.
Sure,
It was just a
you
bunch of ladies.
did.
And then you know
Sure
what?
did.
I stayed for the thirsty photos. I signed up for the memes, but I stayed.
Yeah.
He's
No,
a
of course you
handsome
did.
man. I mean, like we've talked about this. Like you said, who did you say that you were attracted to?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, Leo. And then who else? There was another guy too.
There wasn't
there's
another
man.
guy I listed.
It was just Leo.
Oh, you know what? The other guy in She's All That. He's really cute.
She's All That. I'm trying to think.
didn't he marry the girl in Cruel Intention? Something 3 names. Something
Oh. Prince
Virginia.
Jr.
Yes.
Freddie Prince Jr.
Something Freddie Prinze Jr. Like he's cute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
He
cute.
is cute.
He is
Yeah, but
very.
he's
I like
not.
the boyish look.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then I like the classically like handsome.
Alternative, right?
Well, I mean, Henry Cavill isn't alternative, but he is very
No.
classically handsome. If you think of a man, like a classically handsome, like button up, like nice, clean shaven look.
Yeah.
I
like that too.
Yeah, but then like if we're talking about like alternative, not alternative, but like a little bit rougher on the edges.
The guy in 50 Shades.
No, not for me.
I thought he was really cute.
Do you think he was cute because you think he's cute, or because of the character he played? Okay.
No. Like I don't know. I thought he played the character very well, but I haven't seen him outside of that, so I'm not sure if it would be the same.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought he was very cute in that movie. He was definitely a panty dropper. Yeah, he was panty dropper.
I think for me, I was just so like annoyed by the book.
Yeah, no, the book was annoying. I read it all, but it was definitely annoying. But still, I mean, it doesn't mean that I didn't go and watch the movie.
No, I saw the movie. I think I saw the first and maybe second. I can't remember. I don't think I saw the third. Was there a third?
I think there was a third. I don't know if I saw the third.
Okay. I don't know. I think he was the same way when I saw him. I was just like, they casted him. Like I was thinking of like Matt Bomer would have been.
I don't know who he is.
Matt Bomer from White Collar, because he was also the same. He was actually going up with he was competing with Henry for Superman, but I think they went with Henry because he was a little bit more like Superman, like Clark Kent looking. Matt Bomer has a very similar look as well, but I think Matt Bomer would have been a really good Christian.
Or Gabriel Mock from Suits. I think that's his name. Gabriel. He is sexy. And I realized like, okay, if you rewatch Sex and the City, he is freaking in episode 3.
Yeah,
he was the modelizer. I had no idea that was him.
You didn't get it.
I watched it so many times, and then this last time, I was like, "Oh my god, that's him."
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Yeah, he was the one that was filming.
Whoa, he looks so young.
Yeah.
He looks so young.
I think he looks better in Suits, though.
Yeah. He's really cute.
Yeah, he's a very handsome man.
Unfortunately, when I meet someone, like if I know a character and I do like the character, unfortunately, if I know them in real life and I find out characteristics of them that I do not like, for example, the guy that he played alongside, I always liked him in the show, but then I found out he's a very like chauvinistic person, very like cocky and stuff like that. It kind of turned me off of him. You know what I mean? Like it's like, yeah, you can be pretty on the outside, but you have to also be pretty on the inside for me to really continue that attraction.
For sure.
It's just it makes you so ugly. Like no matter how pretty you are, it just if you're ugly inside, you're just gonna be ugly. Yeah, outside of that.
I mean, that's the reason why I love Hugh Jackman so much, is because he's so like in all of his Hugh Jackman and Gerard Butler, when you see them them in interviews, same with Henry, like when they're in interviews, they're just like a gentleman.
I see them very they're so charming. Which is why I think Leo is a great guy. Like he's a great actor on set, and he's also a great guy, like in general, just so compassionate. It's just like, how can you not like someone like that?
Ashley's like, I'm blanking on names of celebrities. Like, I'm over here just thinking that one guy from that one show. I was like, yes, that guy.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that guy does it for me. that guy over there does it for me too. Yeah. The other guy, him too.
Yes, him as well. But
Yeah.
I'm surprised that I'm actually remembering the names because normally I'm like that. I'm like that guy
Yeah.
that one show. Like I'm totally like that. But I actually
Well, it
surprised
took
that I
us
remember.
it took us forever to get to Christian Bale, though. Like
Yeah,
that was
that's true.
the fact that it took us forever to get to that was kind of it's a little embarrassing.
It's okay.
Oh,
It's okay. We
yeah, that guy. That's so funny.
Anyways, so I would say that, you know, if you haven't seen the Friends reunion, watch it. I think it's worth it if you're a big Friends fan. I'm sure that if you're a big Friends fanatic, I don't need to tell you to watch the reunion, but I liked it.
Well, actually, no. I have another question for you here.
What's up?
So, like, you know how we're rattling all of like the celebrities that we have crushes on, and if I'm thinking about
Yeah.
it, that they're all those men that I'm talking about are older than I am, or in the same age range as I am.
Yeah.
And now, if I'm thinking of like celebrities now that are like in their 20s and stuff, I don't think I have anyone that I'm crushing on that's in their 20s. Right? Like,
No.
who's a current celebrity or actor that's like in their late 20s that is
I know.
attractive? That
I know, the Flash guy.
Ezra?
No, Barry Allen.
Barry Allen? He's the
Yeah,
Flash?
the WB Flash guy.
Oh,
Barry
the show.
Allen.
The show. Okay. I thought you were talking about the movie.
No, he is so cute. Like, and have you heard him sing? My God,
Barry
he
Allen?
was also in Glee.
Oh, that kid.
Oh,
See,
he
that's
is
why I call him a
handsome.
kid.
Yeah, no, he is
Okay.
handsome to the bone. And if I was like 20 years younger, I would totally put him on my to-do list.
But he's 31. He's 31 though.
31 is too young.
31. So he's still...
My thing is like I can't be with someone who's like younger than my brother, who is like, and my brother and I are like 9 years apart.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So that's just weird.
What's his name? Grant Gustin. Yeah, he's
That's
31.
his name?
Yeah, Grant. That's a cute
Grant?
name.
I don't think I would think he was a Grant. Yeah, he is adorable.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember him from Glee for sure. He is cute,
Yeah.
but well, he's not. I guess he's not my type.
Yeah, no, he's still my type. I'm like into the boyish, which is funny because most boyish people are probably like young.
Okay, so like Harry Styles, like when he was in One Direction. Well, he's 21. It's 27. He's 27.
I didn't think he was. I didn't realize he was in One Direction.
Yeah, Harry Styles, he was in One Direction. I didn't really care for him when he was in One Direction, but now that he's like older and he has kind of like that like older rock style look to him,
yeah,
I find him more attractive. But I also like that rugged rocker style, you know.
When they're
I
feel like, yeah, when they're handsome and then they like start singing, it just elevates them to the next level. I don't know. That does it for me. When they go and serenade you, totally hot. To-do list. Right? That's
did I tell you? Did I tell you Papa joined the local barber quartet here?
No, I didn't. Wait, he did tell me that he likes to sing.
He's a good singer. He's very
oh my God.
Yeah, he's a good singer. So he joined the barber quartet here.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So he like sings every Monday with the guys. And it's cute because they're older actually. They're like in their 40s and 50s. And so he's like a little bit, you know, he's in his 30s. It's not that he's young, but like, you know, the older, you know, so like you see these like old men kind of like getting together and then there's him and it's really cute. And so like and so they have a couple of shows that they're gonna do pretty soon here, and now that COVID's over, so it's gonna be cute to like go and see him perform, you know.
Oh my
God. He's a really good singer, but he has a very low voice.
Yeah,
so
the baritone. I've thought about it for a while if I wanted to rejoin choir again because I really did enjoy it. It's just that I enjoy singing with like groups of people. It's just that sometimes I don't prefer the songs, you know, like the song selection. So that's always like the hard part. But yeah, I have thought about it for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cute little thing that he's doing on the side, and we can go and support him and stuff, you know. Yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He was third guy. He was third rock from third
From the sun. Yeah,
rock from the
JGL.
sun. I didn't think he was
I think he
cute.
was. Yeah, I
He's
think he was
also
cute
half.
too.
He's half Asian.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that he is half Asian.
Yeah, he is a cutie pie, and he can sing really
He's
well.
adorable. Wait, he can sing?
Yeah,
I
he
didn't know
can
that.
sing.
What?
Yeah,
Am I?
do you remember that movie that he was in? What's it called? He did a song with Zoe Deschanel.
Really?
Yeah, on the ukulele, like they live stream like almost every holiday. Yeah, he can sing really well too.
Oh, nice.
JGL.
I'm gonna have to look him up then and see. But no, I never
Yeah,
thought that he was like that cute. Like I never got. I just thought he was adorable, but not one to like.
adorable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
not
he's
one.
adorable.
Maybe because I've known him in Third Rock from the Sun, which is I still see him as a
Mhm,
kid, so maybe that's
mhm.
why.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I think that's the same with like Leonardo for me too, because I see him as a kid from
You
What's
see him as
Eating
a
Gilbert
kid.
Grape. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
probably the
true.
reason why.
Well,
Yeah.
he's grown up.
Um, yeah, but JGL is cute and
Mm.
oh, I used to have a thing for like Bruce Willis, but like when he's like 70 now. I did like in the
Oh
90s. I had a
oh my gosh! Do you hear that? What's his name is reprising his role in Indiana Jones? And I'm just like, can he even do any stunts? He is so old.
ooh.
Yeah. What's his name? What's his name?
Not Tom Hanks, but Nicolas
What
Cage.
is? No, that's not Nicolas Cage. No, Indiana Jones. Harrison Ford.
Harrison
Harrison
Ford.
Ford. I'm
Well,
just
here's
like,
the thing, though.
what?
No. Maybe they can bring him. Like, is he coming back as? Maybe he's coming
Indiana
back like
Jones.
as a. Yeah, I know, but like, is he? If they're redoing are they redoing the movie or is it going to be like a sequel kind of thing?
No, it's a sequel. They're not
It's a
redoing the
sequel.
movie. It's a sequel. Yeah.
So then maybe it'll be like him with his like his son or something, and like he's just kind of like featured in it. Like even in Star Wars, it wasn't like he was doing a lot of the action stuff.
Okay, maybe.
Like yeah, he'll probably
But
show up and it'll be like
he's getting up. He's getting up there in age.
yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. I think we had our thirst talk there for a while. I gotta go hydrate because thirsty over here.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoy this and stay tuned because we are planning to launch our murder mukbang Monday. I don't know, but we're planning
Monday
to do
murders
for Monday. Monday murder, but I want to put an M in there somewhere. That's why I was thinking of mukbang, but like it'll be around 8:00. So
no, Monday murder and
I wanted to set us apart from other true crime things like other true crime like YouTubers.
Monday murder and mayhem.
Okay, we'll think about it. But anyways, stay tuned for that. It's not going to be live, so we're going to pre-film it and then post it for Monday. So check it out. It is going to be fun. We haven't decided whether or not it's going to be on YouTube, right? We'll have to decide. Because I think we're going to try to do it for a podcast. So if you're not following our podcast, Madness. Ooh, I like that. Monday Murder Madness. Yeah. So check out podcast, follow it if you haven't, but we are planning to post it for Monday. It's gonna be quite a doozy.
All right. Well, thanks, Ashley, for taking the topics off the rails. And
we just went boy talk the whole time.
I know. I mean, that's the point of this show is to just talk about random stuff. And I'm glad that we kept it lighthearted because I think the past couple of weeks, the dark stuff was kind of like starting to get to me because I was like always listening to it like off stream. So then I'm absorbing it all week. So this was like lighthearted and fun. So I thoroughly enjoy it. And now I'm going to go print out some pictures of Henry Cavill and look at it for the next couple of hours.
Okay.
All right. Bye,
Fine.
guys. Be
Bye,
safe.
guys.
Be kind.
Be
Bye.
kind and pass it on.
Bye bye.